in the world. My name is Coach Lids, and I'm your Radio Works host for today. Well, let me start by sharing my story with you and letting you know a bit more about me and what I do. Okay, so as I said, my name is Coach Lids. I'm a business success coach and I work with entrepreneurs, health practitioners, and media professionals and anybody within their career to help them create and identify their passion and then generate a profit from it. Basically, what I do is help people live in their purpose. We're all here to be something really special. We're all unique, we have similarities, but yet we're so different. And what I wanted to talk to you today about is not only my life story, but I also wanted to inspire you, motivate you, and pass my lesson and my teachings onto you so to impact your life in the most dynamic and positive way. So, a bit about me. How did I become a business success coach? How did I achieve this title, which is only just a title, by the way? It's just the name on the door. But what happens is, once you open that door, it's the amazing works that happen after that. I've been given an opportunity to really help people be released from any shackles and any chains that are holding them back, any struggles, so they can then really live life the way they desire to live it. When I was a young girl, I always was told that I was very sensitive. I was told, Lydia, you're just too sensitive. Lydia, you're just such a drama queen. And you know what? When you're given those types of labels, have any of you been given that label that you're too sensitive or you're too feely, and you react too sensitively to situations? I want to let you know that's such a beautiful gift. However, the gift of sensitivity needs to be nurtured and natured in a powerful way. And that's when you can begin to stand in your power. And I had the opportunity to have great teachers step into my life at the most divine time to guide me in that direction. There's many people that I can mention, but three key ones that I can mention is my mum. She was an amazing woman to me in my life and really demonstrated and taught me to realize who I am and what the reason why I'm here. Obviously, I found that out for myself, but she would always guide me that way. And then I had a pastor as well that realized as a child that although I appeared confident on the outside, he recognized inwardly there were some things that needed addressing. And I always said to him, what are you talking about? What do you mean I need more confidence? But after all, he was right and I'd been found out. Have any of you been faking confidence for this, what, up to now? But I just want to let you no longer need to fake the confidence because you have a wonderful spirit within you. What you actually probably need to do is partner with the right people, be around the right networks to help you release your powerful spirit that's within you. As a child, I recall my father passing away. I was about just before my 7th birthday. And they say that between 0 to 7, these are our core years where we really begin to formulate the world, who people are, who we are, how to behave and respond to situations around us. We receive our messages and of how confident we feel about ourselves, or what we think about ourselves can happen in the first, and does definitely happen in the first core years. So in my first core years, I'd seen this, life pass over, and I knew it was something really serious. It changed me from the very top of my head to the very tips of my toes. That's really when I became, I don't know, very inward and very observant of my surroundings. I just used to watch people's behavior. I became intrigued by the human spirit, by the human characteristic. That happened to me at a very young age. And I just found that when I was at school, I did focus on my studies, but the things that I was more drawn towards, yes, I did love drama because it helped me release the emotions that I felt within. Can any of you relate to that? And then also, I did love English because I could tell stories and I could imagine and I could create. I loved that. It was a way for me to release. And I did also find out as well that I was the type of young girl at the age of 8, 9, 10, 11, all those years, of really watching people's behavior and assessing people. And I don't know if that's really the way that most young children are, but that's how I created myself to be. And I was always the one in the classroom that used to find out what was up with people. I wouldn't just ask them, how was your weekend? You know, what's bothering you? I can see something's upsetting you. So I think when you've had pain or you've had experiences in your life, you can sense it in other people. So let's say that my coaching journey began way, way long ago, really. And what a beautiful gift. The thing is, in life, we do have challenges. People do move on from our lives in one way or another, whether it's a relationship that we're moving on from, whether it's a loved one that has passed over, whether it's moving on from a job. We're always moving and evolving, and sometimes we can have situations where we're not quite ready for it, and that's where we need angels or people to come into our life and really help us to be on the right track and to deal with this big emotion. And once we can deal with these emotions, that's when we become really great and we become special and unique people. And so that's what I did. And I realized that what I needed to do was be with people, but I just didn't know how. So I tried to fit into jobs. Have any of you tried to do positions and roles that are just not you? They feel like they're soul destroying. I used to feel that when I was in the office, I'd feel like a bit of a lion stuck in a cage. I just couldn't handle being in a confined office. I like to feel a sense of freedom because that's in my spirit so much. I love that so much. I don't mind dropping in, dealing with the situation and sorting it out, but I like to know that I can come and go. For some people, they love the security and being in the office 9 to 5 or whatever the hours are, and that suits them really well. And I say that's great because we need different people to make this universe go round. So as a coach, I've had the opportunity to really, I've coached thousands and thousands of people from all around the world, and it's been really such a gift. The common thread that I find is that it's about bringing people's value back to them. When I grew up as a child, because I had received some put downs and some bullying, there was a time I really didn't actually recognise my strength, my confidence, which is hence why one of my teachers in my life spoke to me and said that I needed to work on that. And I did. And I'm very happy that I did. I've got ultimate respect for coaches, for counsellors, for practitioners that help people release the shackles, release the struggles so they can move forward. Can any of you relate to that? Are any of you in situations where you feel the emotions of the past are holding you back? Memories of the past are holding you back? Marina, can you relate to this at all?
Wow, yeah, you know what? You are not just a business success coach. It's you, to start with, I have to say this, which you
Yes.
think you are. I think you are the goddess of business success. I think you sum up all the fears everybody ever went through, and you traded those fears into the most amazing product, into the most amazing offer to this world, which is you. You are that miracle that you've been waiting on or you've been praying for, and one day you realize, you know what? The world is waiting on me. I am the miracle I've been praying for, and I have it
Yes.
all. And for
Yes.
me, for you to come out and share with total strangers your inner core, the fabric of you, I think it's such a privilege and such an honor to, and I have to say this, I just love you. I love everything
Oh,
about you. You know, you have the kindness of a humankind, and you have the genius of a, you know, superwoman. So
thank you.
you combine them and you inspire so many people. You inspire me, and I didn't want to check more about you because I met you once, and you made memorable impression on me. And when I'm saying this is like, it's something that is in my heart. Nobody can take that away from me now. So
Yes, yeah.
I was very, very intrigued by you. I wanted to know more, and I wanted you to tell us, and I didn't want to spoil the privilege of listening to your own story. So yes,
Yeah.
I've been through hell, and I went to hell and back, and I'm back to myself. I am in
Yeah.
a place of abundance where
Yeah.
I know that the opportunities I was seeking before, I become that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm saying this is simply because I realized that before I enter this journey, which is a very painful but is a great, amazing transformational journey into serendipity, because I don't really have a clue where I'm going. I'm just growing into the person into the person who can deliver my life purpose. This is how I
Yeah.
feel. But
Yes.
I stopped chasing opportunities, and I become the opportunity. And I think I'm really sorry. It's just everything
It's okay,
started
don't worry.
working
That's
now.
right.
Before we couldn't connect. So instead of chasing opportunities, I become the opportunity, and
That's
instead of
right.
looking outside into the outside world
Look
for
inside.
something that wasn't there, something that was creating this and deeper void inside myself. No matter
Mm-hmm.
how successful I've been at times, I always felt that is more to life. I always felt that must be more. And then I started looking inside. I started looking into what is there.
Yeah.
I realized how ignorant I was. So my degrees, my experiences, they really amount to nothing when you don't know your worth, when you don't know
Yeah.
who you are. So once I start discovering and taking this adventure into my own mind, I realize how limitless humankind is. Because as funny as we are, we have this privilege, this gift of using words and choosing your own words. So unlike other species, we are not better than other species, but unlike other species, we have the power within. We have the power
Yeah.
to create our own thoughts. And yes, you cannot change your circumstances because there are too many hands on, there are too many people involved. Maybe you are the victim of other people making decisions for you, and they weren't the right decisions. Whatever it is, the fact is that you do have the power of your own thoughts. You control them. And you proved that to me once more. And you created so much good greatness, if you know what I'm saying, if
Yeah.
this makes sense, because the greatness is within, is not outside you, and you bring
Yeah.
all that out, and the way you connect with yourself reflects in the way you connect with other people. The way you
Correct.
love yourself reflects the love you have for other people. You cannot love anyone else, another human being, another kind, unless you love yourself, and not in a sense of narcissistic way, but in the sense that you love yourself enough to grow into the person you are able to be, to
Yeah.
become the person who can deliver their life purpose. And to me, this self-love is is coming down to coaching. It's coming down to investing in yourself and choosing the
Yeah.
who could really guide you, because nobody
Yeah.
can do.
Yes, because Marina, the whole thing is, I'll never forget when I had my coaching session, my very first coach. Her name was Ushma. And it was just transformative. And coaching is, I don't even know if that's the best description to give it actually, because it's so powerful to have somebody sitting opposite you that's not judging you, that really listens to you and enables you to actually listen to yourself. And as simple as that sounds, it's so powerful as well. And it felt like magic. The transformation felt like magic.
But it is magic. It is the magic
Yeah,
within. Is the magic you hold, and is
yes,
almost imploding into your own heart, and nobody
yeah,
knows about it. And unless you bring
yeah,
it out, at least one
yeah,
person. If you have takes one person to listen to you, so you could
yeah.
listen to yourself.
Yes, one person to listen to you so you can listen to yourself. That is a great quote, isn't it? One person to listen to you so you can listen to yourself. And then you know that moment, Marina, when you hear yourself and Sometimes you can hear yourself say something really negative and you think, wow, that came out of my mouth. I need to change that. I need to reprogram that. And the thing is, you can. With great work, with effort, you can change that. You don't have to stay there. And then also, when you say something magnificent and you spell out that vision within you, that's what's awesome. For me, I find that the people that I get the opportunity, like I said, it is amazing. Yes, I do have a chance, and I've created a way to be sought out within the media industry. So I get to work with, celebrities, media people and entrepreneurs. But like I always say, yes, I respect that they're celebrities and they work within the media, but it's more than that. They're human beings that need to be connected to their spiritual side. And I feel that I give them the opportunity to be able to do that, And when I help them do that, they help me as well. So it's such a blessing to help others and you release yourself. Quite often, the teacher learns the lesson as well as the student.
You remember you said something when you met at the Global Woman Club, at Mirala's club, and you said something that made me think that best way of learning is teaching.
Yes.
And I written that down because you said something so profound, and that led to that thought. I thought, oh my God, best way of learning is teaching. Because I've been after I published my first book 4 years ago. I wasn't sure what was happening to me, but people were coming to me, and I retired from the business, so I didn't really need more people coming to me. Where before all my life I was chasing people, I was chasing. So it's so strange, and I was the same person. I even wore the same clothes when I was in front of almost 10,000 people, and somebody called my name and said, asked me to share my story, and I was frozen with fear. Can you imagine? Because I had no idea I have a story. So then I realized that this was the silence was so deep. It was like you could cut it with a knife. And then I thought, my God, these people are waiting for something. So it's really not about me. So all these thoughts were going through my mind. And then I said, I'm going to share my story. I'm going to say what it is. So the very first time when I realized that I had a story, and then everything changed, everything. And that's why I read W.O.R.K.S. We are storytellers. And I think when you open your heart and you invite people to learn from your story, and you show that it never gets better, you get better at it. Doesn't matter what the challenge or the struggle is. I realized that this is so inspiring. And they open up and they realize, actually, I have a story. Because that was a breakthrough moment for me, when I was in front of all these people, and then at the break, they were chasing me, even to the ladies, and when I came out, there were like 200 women there. I said, oh my God, this is a big, we are waiting for you. So I thought, oh my God. So my little stupid story, how I felt at the time, I really felt so embarrassed after that while I was speaking, but I had to say something. So then I felt, oh my God, this is it. It's almost like for the very first time, I could feel my worth.
Yes.
Because of these people. And I created this platform, and then we have the Quantum of Light, which is the magazine for authors, by authors and authors to be. And I'm thinking, all you need is a platform from where people could hear you. And then I thought, oh my God, it's just so simple. Transform my life, that experience, those 15 minutes of, you could call it fame, but for me it was shame because I had no idea what to say and I felt so embarrassed. It's coming down to be seen, be heard, be present. And I know there are celebrities out there who made it because they had the right coaching, because they had the great talent. But you know what? There is nobody out there who is nobody. Everybody, every single person I met while I was traveling around the world for 1,000 days, I realized that every single one got greatness, got genius, And above everything, they have a story that is so amazing. It's so
Yeah.
amazing that I learn great. They're the people I learn the most. I of course I learn from the best, but
Yeah.
I learn from these people, total strangers. I learned that I was a total stranger to myself. And then I thought, okay, I got 2 degrees. I created a successful business. I raised the children by myself. I done all these things, and I do not know who I am. So I start searching.
Mm.
So
I like that.
it
I
is
like that. I like that,
secret
Marina.
about what is out there, you know, and then you discover yourself, and then you start thinking, oh my God, I have so much. What I'm going to do with it? I have to give it away. So
Mm.
the more you give, like yourself, Lydia, the more you grow, and it's
Yeah.
almost like you know, like perhaps you've been to Niagara Falls, and fascinates me each time I go there. I'm thinking, God, it's limitless. It's happening every single
Yeah.
and
I
and
mean, Marina, I love what yeah, I love what you said about the worth, because when sometimes you can go through life and certain experiences can make you react to yourself and say, obviously I'm not worth it. Obviously I'm not good enough. Because if I was good enough, if I was worthy enough, if I was somebody with value, then this situation wouldn't have happened to me. This abusive relationship wouldn't have happened to me. The person wouldn't have left me, or I wouldn't have been dismissed from my job, or I wouldn't have made this mistake. So obviously there's something wrong with me that means I'm not worth it. And we can all go through situations like that where we respond so sensitively to a situation and experience. And I've experienced that. And when I began to realize that actually, hey, I need to forgive myself, but not only just forgive myself, I need to forgive those that I felt have hurt me, you know. And when you forgive those that hurt you, you can heal, you can forgive somebody from a distance, and you can forgive somebody in presence. It's up to you as an individual to decide how you want to release that pain from your life. Nobody had to tell you how to do it. But one thing we do know is that forgiveness of ourselves and of others just frees us up to move forward and continue to live a wonderful life. Otherwise, we keep repeating the lesson, we keep repeating the lesson. But what I love so much when you said the word value and worth, Marina, is that every time yesterday I had every person that I coached yesterday said to me, what you've taught me is that I have worth. Do you know that just literally I just wanted to cry buckets? But just to
yes,
hear people say, you have taught me, I now know that I'm somebody of great value and I have worth, I have self-esteem. Well, that's my thing for this life, to show people that they're worth it, you know, and that we have worth, you have worth. And when you know that and you recognize that, your standards change, your friendship changes, things begin to shift. What do you think, Marina?
I think, Lydia, you are absolutely right, and I so love what you do and the way your kindness, you know, is coming true. It's like you suffered great deal of trauma yourself, and yet you are not coming from a place of pain. You are coming from a place of joy. You are so excited about life, and I love
Yeah.
that. But you know what I think, and this came to me recently. I wasn't sure before, because we are on this journey into serendipity, and you really don't know what you discover next. But I was like, eureka moment after eureka moment, and I'm thinking, oh my God, so it's not the story you share with the world, it's the story you share with yourself when nobody is listening. That's
Yeah.
the story you have to work on to realize your worth, because you know what,
Yes.
Lydia, everybody wants to make the difference. Everybody, if
Yes.
somebody wants to make money, actually what they are saying is that I want to help somebody, because you don't need much yourself. So I never met anyone who wants to make money for themselves just to count the money. I never met anyone like that. So it's
No.
always about making the difference, but you cannot support the difference. You cannot make it sustainable unless you make the fortune. So of
Of
course,
course.
coming to your worth, and you are teaching worth. Oh my God, this is like, this should be mandatory. This should not be allowed outside, our lives. It's like
Yes.
you close the door on and you leave the rainbow on the table. So unless you know your worth, how on earth do you want the world to pay you for your services? For what you,
Exactly, Marina. You're talking my language.
yeah,
Because what happens is, as you're saying this, you inspire me even more, that what happens is, if you're in a job, okay, and you're constantly overlooked and you're not getting that promotion, yeah? If you see your colleagues are proceeding and they seem to appear to be doing better than you, what it is because maybe there's something in yourself that you're not valuing. It manifests in that way. It's just the world is trying to say to you something so visual that you'll understand there's something wrong here, child. And it's coming out in a form of maybe not a promotion or a bad relationship or whatever that's really frustrating you. That's just the message to get you to wake up to yourself that you need to do the work. Get some support. And then when you get that journey, when you begin to really value yourself, like you said, you begin to be rewarded or receive really what's right for you. What do you think?
that's so true, and it happened to me actually, because before, in my transactional life, if I could call it, the
Yes,
life
yes,
before
yes,
the book, I call it,
yeah,
which is, the
yeah.
acronym is LAB, which is lab.
Transactional life.
It is a laboratory of experiments, of spiritual experiments all the time. So what I realize is that actually, when you speak from the heart, means you believe in the topic you are discussing or embracing. You are embracing your truth. And it's not only that, but you are endorsing your own vision. You don't need validation from anyone. You
No,
don't care what other people think of you, because it's none of your business. Your business is what you think of yourself. What do you think you have that is so unique and so priceless that could land in somebody's life and change it? What do you think that your message could create in somebody else's life? I think of myself of that Greek soldier who 2,000 years ago traveled wounded all the way from Marathon to Athens to deliver the good news. And the good news were the war is over. And guess what? The war is over. The war on you is over. Stop killing yourself with worries and doubts and struggles. Stop doing that to yourself. Start being your worst enemy. Start fighting your greatness. Just accept it.
yeah.
Accept your truth.
Hmm.
Accept your truth and understand that there is somebody out there, at least one person that is waiting for you to deliver the message for them.
Yeah, the good gospel. Definitely. The good word. So imagine when you strip it down, Marina, it's the word that's so powerful, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's the
Absolutely.
word. What we utter
And
out of our mouths, the word.
is the word is also voicing,
Yes,
because if you are unheard, if your story is untold, who benefits? I mean, if you take
exactly.
greatness with you, it's like a criminal, moral crime, like a moral sin, like it's how you dare to keep that to yourself? How
Yeah, of course.
there to hide away? That gift you have,
Love
that
that.
unique gift, was given to you simply because you could master it and bring it out into the world. It wasn't given to you to hold on it. It was
No.
to master it and bring it out and be so abundant that the more you give, the more you have. So you see, at some point I was running like 20 shows a day all by myself, because people from all over the world wanted to be interviewed. So I didn't get tired. But then my daughter said, "Mom, you are just sleeping 3 hours out
Yeah.
of 24. All the rest you are recording. You have to slow down." I have a daughter. I want her to get to know you. So
Yes.
you see, it's when you leave your passion, you don't get tired, because it is
You
a job.
don't.
It's not
You
just
don't.
another job. So I love when you said at the beginning that if you are in that stuck in that job or 9 to 5 that you hate and all that, so that's so relevant because I've been very fortunate that I always did what I loved. I always
Yeah.
done things that I was passionate about. Actually, I don't think I'm capable of doing that, something that I don't love.
Mm.
But there are people who there think, oh, it's just a job, pays the bills. But
Yeah.
guess what? Nobody benefits. You are killing yourself, being in
Yeah.
the wrong place at the wrong time, and the employer who is paying you actually is getting nothing from you. And nobody.
Absolutely. Oh, Marina, I need to give you a big hug because because
Already received that.
I'll send you a virtual hug because like what you're saying there is I have to be careful what I reveal, release, and say. But what you just said there about being in a job that's just a job, the employer doesn't benefit, you don't benefit, you know. And I had this conversation with somebody the other day that said to me that when I come in and change people, a lot of people either end up getting a pay rise, okay, or they end up going up to set up their own businesses that end up going to become the person that they've always wanted to become. And sometimes we need to remember I said to you when I first met you, we need to reflect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then when we reflect, we can really, because life changes, transformers as we are. If we don't actually take the time to reflect upon the impact we're having, that this spiritual impact we've been given, this spirit of God that's in us, you know, of light that's within us, if we don't get time to sort of reflect, sometimes we don't get a chance to really see the impact of what we're doing, you know. And it's really important to feel that blessing. So that's why we've got to really reflect. And even as we're talking now, I'm feeling so energized. I don't know if you'll see my face is getting lighter and lighter as the
Yes.
spirit
No.
lifting, because it's really helping me as well. As much as I'm helping others, I'm helping myself too. It's helped me realize how much of great impact we've had the opportunity to make in this world, because that's what we're here for, right? And then if there's anything that we need to release, we release it, right, Marina? We release it because it's important to release some certain things, some
So
certain
it's
lessons.
almost like a press release, but about your spirit, about your vision, about your gift, about what you are offering to the world. And you know, Lydia, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but it's happening. And you know, we have this monthly event called Make the News, where people
Yes.
learn to become their best spokesperson. And we invite local media, we invite everyone who wants to hear the story, because there are entrepreneurs and there are thinkers and there are philosophers and there are people who they wrote the book nobody knows about. So what I do, I twist their arm and I bring them along to share their story. So
Amazing.
we call it Make the News. So the next one is Tuesday, and I really love you to come. It's
Yes.
just opposite Ritz at the Mahiki, and our people coming from various countries, and you know, I would love you to be there and be in the panel of checking the story, you know, because most people, they have a great story, but they are rubbish of sharing their story.
Yes.
You know, and then you as a media person, you could tell them, look, this is what I would say to bring
Yes.
out your
Oh,
work.
that's me all
I
over.
would use it this way, you know. I would love you to come and help us get it right and make
Yes.
the news.
That sounds incredible to be on the panel. You know, when you just said to me, could I do that? That is actually what I do. So it's amazing that you say that because, you know, literally when I speak to people, imagine if I was speaking to you, we had a session, we had time together, you would maybe tell me a story about yourself. And that's what happens when, you know, I enter into the coaching clinic world. And what happens is people tell me their story. And then I say, okay, then, so what you've told me is this. And I go, who's that person? It's you. it's you. And I go, whoa. Recently there was somebody that I did that with, and she's doing an event. She's coming up and doing an event soon, and you met her actually. And I've helped been working with her for the past, just under the past year. And when I told her, repeated her story back to her, she was like, wow. She was shocked off her feet, but that was herself. I only repeated her story back to her, but I did it in the way that you're asking me to make her realize and listen to that story. Do you see? So I think that's very powerful what you're doing there. You're inviting people to come along, tell their story, and have a panel to help them edit it and vocalize it in the right way so
Yes.
they can realize how powerful it is. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Coming from you means a lot to me. But I'm so
Yeah.
excited, you know,
Oh,
and
that's powerful. No,
yes,
Marina, that's powerful.
also it is also the experience, you know, because I really believe that unless you hold the mic in your hand, you don't know what speaking up is. So it's
Yeah.
experience, because you could have 10 degrees, you could have 2 degrees, you have 1 degree or no degree, but
Yeah.
you could know a lot of people, a lot of people could know you, and it's not really relevant. What is really important is the experience, the feeling, what you feel inside when people are listening to you. Like happened to me 4 years ago when they invited me to speak on the same stage. They asked me, actually, they didn't even invite me, they just dragged me on stage, and I spoke on the same stage where Bill Clinton was speaking. Imagine that. I was shitting my pants, you know, like, so having that practice, having that experience is something. Everything could be taken away from you, everything, literally.
Yes.
But the
Oh,
experience,
Marina. Woo.
feeling stays within, and that's something nobody ever could take away from you. And you are
No.
thinking back, like you said, you reflect on that and say, oh my God, I've been there, I've done that. I sat in front of 100 people, 1,000 people, and I share my story, and they listen to me. So I must be worth something more than I thought.
Yes, exactly. Exact my language. It's so easy when you speak to somebody that's speaking your language, right?
Um, just, you know, I think, Lydia, for me, you are a godsend. You are somebody who, not only that, been through their own ashes and created this beautiful, beautiful, amazing inspiration, amazing light, but is somebody who is not afraid of daring and trying new things. You are not
Mm,
somebody which will ever be in their comfort zone. You are somebody who is, you are challenging yourself all the time. You are
yeah.
embracing new things. You are ready to understand and listen. And
Hmm.
how many people got that ability? And I think the language you speak is your ability to listen. And it's not very much what we say, is what we hear.
Yes. Yeah, honestly, it's fantastic. And you know, Marina, as much as you're inviting me to come down on the 31st for Radio Works to be on a panel, my pleasure. I'm very much looking forward to that. I am. I'll be there. And you know that well, we've met at the right time because hope in April there'll be an interview that I'll be doing, and I want you to be there anyway. I want you to come along as my guest.
All in, all in.
Yeah. And it's somebody again who wants to share their story. He's shared it already before, but he's ready to go deeper. He wants to release more because you know sometimes we'll use the word. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'll use it anyway. It's like we all have demons to slay, you know, because if we don't, because you know, because if we don't release them and slay them, then we can't, you know, go about our business and do what we need to do. And once it comes out, it's like you're released, right? And then you release other people at the same time.
You see, Lydia, this is just amazing what you are saying. It's like, oh my God, it's I help people to write the, actually I invite them on Radio Works, they become radio hosts, and when we have about 6 hours of audio, we repurpose
Yes.
that into the content for a book. So because the book is not about the book, it's about you.
Hmm.
And it's all about personal branding, positioning yourself. But anyway,
Yeah.
regardless, this is besides the point. What I'm trying to share with you is that this amazing young person who was writing a book for about 6 years, he came to the awards, the authors award, the BAFTA. We met there, and he said, I really need help. So we sat down for about 20 minutes. So we got the book title, the subtitle, the content, the chapters, everything. It was like, you know, this is how easy it is when you share with somebody and you tell
Yes.
somebody that they could help you. But what he said, he just made me. I left, and after I left, I started crying. Um,
Oh.
he actually said that this book that he was carrying inside for 6 years. was the heaviest load he ever had to carry.
Oh.
And now he feels free.
Yeah, freedom.
So to be able to give somebody's freedom back because they imprison themselves within their past,
Yes.
let them understand that your past is not your destiny,
No.
how that makes you feel.
Oh. Yes, darling. Yeah. The
And you know,
past is
it's
not your
never hard
destiny.
because I know it's not about coaching, it's almost about like
No.
your time. You are gifting your time to the world, and that's not easy. And maybe there are people who cannot understand the language or they cannot hear the message, or
Yeah.
because they find an excuse after another excuse. But then when somebody comes along and says that you set me free, how, I mean, it's worth it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Listen, can I just share one last story with you? Can I?
Yes,
Is
please.
that okay? Oh, because there's so many. We could go on forever, and so we have to be careful. But there was one gentleman. I mean, there's so many people, but this one story just always stays with me because it was a gentleman. He was in his 30s, and he's written this out. So I'm just repeating what he's put out there. He was in his 30s, and he had dyslexia, and he hid it from everybody for a long time. He had
Wow.
difficulty with his maths, with reading, and public speaking. So you can imagine public speaking, reading, and your maths, you know?
Oh,
And we met at an exhibition and he was very interested in, he came up to the stand and was like, what do you do? And I said, you know what? I'm doing a talk over later on over there. Come and join it. Because our stands were practically next door to one another. It was at a health expo. Anyway, he came to the event and little did he know that I was going to put a microphone in his hands. And I made him stand up. And because he felt he had pride, he didn't want to not stand up, but he stood up in front of about 20 people, and it was the first time he did it. And he came over to me like a crazy dog, came over, and he just said, "I can't believe what you just did to me there." And I said, "What?" And he said, "You will not realise what you just made me do." I said, "But you say I made you do it, but you responded. You did it."
wow.
And to cut a long story short, we worked together for under a year, and he began to read. He began to write. He wrote beautifully. I mean, listen, this man, he wrote me a testimony, and I was in tears. So for somebody that felt that they couldn't read, they could read but not well enough, and write. What he wrote down was so eloquent and was so beautiful. And he just said that the coaching, even though it was more than coaching, as we know, it's deeper work, was his kryptonite, and he's now Superman. And you know what? Now he's talking on stages.
Oh,
He's talking on stages in front of thousands of people.
oh
Can
my
you imagine? So from 20 people to 1,000 people, and now he began to share with people that he had dyslexia. I got him to look up. He looked up celebrities. I think Albert Einstein was dyslexic, and I just said, was he? So he turned from hating himself to actually not just loving himself, but loving others and giving other people compliments.
oh.
Isn't
Oh,
that amazing?
that's extraordinary. You know, Lydia, I wrote a few books and they're all about they're non-fiction and they're all
Yes.
about other people's ideas, big ideas, and I'm fascinated by how much genius is out there
Yeah.
and how many people are taking their big ideas to an early grave and they kill their dream before it's even born. And the whole idea is to inspire others to see that it's possible, and impossible doesn't exist really. But now I'm writing another kind of book. Actually, I finished it. So
Yes.
to
Amazing. Amazing, Marina.
yeah, so this other book is the book that my children have been waiting for. Each time I publish another book, they say, "So is this about you?" No, it's about somebody. Or oh, when are you going to publish a book about you? So then, after the Authors Award in December,
Yeah.
I decided that I'm ready to share my story
Well
and
done.
stardust, because I know we are made of stardust and I believe in that. And that's why I drag people on the red carpet. That's why I twist your arm to come on the red carpet all the time.
So,
So
oh,
it's stardust and the subtitle is Being Kind with No Reason.
yeah.
Because
Amazing.
I human beings are they they find a million of excuses to forget who they are and where they're going. So all the time I'm saying, remember who you are, but that doesn't mean remember who you were. It's
Yes.
remember who you truly are, your worth, and remember where you are going, because you want to make the difference. And if you want to make the difference for others, you have to make the difference for yourself first. So it's being humankind. Is most people say, okay, I'm just human. I can give up on my dream because I'm just human after all. But actually, you are a humankind, so you have to be both.
Yeah, human and kind.
You know.
Yeah,
So
human
to be
kind.
kind means to be kind with no reason, and help others, inspire others, but be yourself, the person who can grow
Yeah.
into that person first, and do
Mhm.
the inside job. Do get your hands dirty and work with your past, with your values, with your actions, with your emotions, more than anything. Because what really matters in this cocktail of greatness is not necessarily, I know we've been led to believe, and I was taught that you have to align your actions with your beliefs and with your values, but it's not enough, because unless you throw in your emotions all in, I mean, nothing happens. You
Mhm.
really have to look into your heart and listen to your heart. And unless you listen to your heart, I don't know what to say to anyone, but you really have to listen to your heart.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. And some people that can be very scary. Yeah, that can be very scary for some people, but it's a wonderful thing because certain things invoke the heart, like music, people coming together, sport, all these things, these
And
genius
make the
things.
news.
Yeah.
Make the news. They're coming together to make the news.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm so excited, Lydia. You know
Yes.
what? I really, I know you, I'm taking too much of your time now, but what is
Okay.
your key message for our listeners today, Lydia?
Okay. Well, my key message for everybody is, what I'm really passionate about is for you to begin to recognize how valuable you are as a human being. I want you to realize that whatever situation and circumstance that you've been through, I want you to write it down, everything that you've overcome, because guess what? You are still here, right? So I want you to write down on a piece of paper. Look, get a pen, write it down. Every situation, every circumstance, every situation, whatever it is, bullying, abuse, abandonment, whatever issue, I want you to write it down. And when you've written it down, just get a piece of paper, put a line down the middle, write every experience that was challenging for you. And then what I'd like you to do is write the opposite. So if it's like, say, for example, abuse, then what's the opposite to abuse? It's self-love. Then you write down self-love. If you've been abandoned, then what's the opposite to abandoned? You're whole. Write that down. I'm a whole human being. And then when you look to the opposite side of the pain, that's what I want you to realize, that you've got all of those gifts, and that's what needs to be nurtured within you more and more, because you're still here, you see. So that means that you're somebody of great value and great worth. You've overcome so much, and you need to recognize how powerful you are. And when you begin to look at the other side of the pain, that's when you begin to live in your purpose and really understand that you're so valuable to this universe, to this world, and go out and make your difference. Start creating your world, start creating your life the way you want it to be. Don't wait for somebody else to validate you and give you permission. You make a way for yourself. And seek help. Seek out coaches if you need my help, Marina's help, all of our help. You can find me at www.coachlids.com, and you can contact Marina Radio Work. She's an amazing woman as well. There's going to be so many people that you can reach out to. When nobody's an island, we all need one another, but we all also have the power within. So start walking in your power. That's what I'd like to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing I can add, but the most humble thank you, Lydia. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Until next time,
Until next
see you
time.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you.